What's up YouTube? For tonight's video, we have a full Shadow Pokemon team. This one is for Patreon. If you want your theme team done, you can check it out in the description of the video under the Patreon link. Joshua, this one is for you. So the Shadow Pokemon obviously come from Colosseum and Gale of Darkness, and I actually use 6 random Pokemon from the game. Now, these moves, right, that they come with, I kept all of them. And also the natures are locked as well as the IVs. So I could bottle cap the IVs up, but I couldn't change the natures or anything like that. So that made it really difficult. Some of them are terrible. I'll let you know during the battle what they were. So I had to come up with, I couldn't say this time I had to come up with some amazing sets, right? Because I already had those sets. Anyways, if you do want to battle me, that's in the chat in my description of the video. Let's get this one anyway. So we have a Espeon lead using Shadow Ball on my Executor, which wasn't too good. Oh, and I got a special defense drop, so an amazing start there. I've got on this set, if you didn't see at the start, Psychic Refresh, Hypnosis, and Ancient Power. I gave this max health and max special defense with a Wiki Berry. That was the best I could possibly do. So obviously I'm going to go down to another Shadow Ball this turn. So swapping in Snorlax, obviously because it's a normal type move, and even if the Espeon went for something else, it probably wouldn't do too much. To Snorlax is very, very bulky. Now, I'll go through what this... Oh, the Executor was hardy nature, by the way, so that was amazing. So the Snorlax, let's go. The Snorlax was Fissure, Refresh, Curse, and Body Slam. So Vileplume basically gets sent to the center of the planet and is going to get KO'd. So that's pretty good. This had... The Snorlax had Timid nature. It actually lowered its attack. It was so bad. Anyway, so you have Virizion coming in. There wasn't much I could do to this, so I was like, I might as well go for Fissure again to see if I can take it out. Then it's going to throw up a substitute. I'm like, oh no, now it's going to be able to set up my substitute or just close combat me or something. However, it's going to be a special one by the looks of it, and it's going to go for the Carmine. So I thought I can at least go for Body Slam here to break the substitute and then maybe fire off a Fissure later on. That could be funny. Anyways, Snorlax actually helped me a lot out in the battles because... Especially with this team, right, as if you did notice all the moves at the start, they were terrible. Like, it was very, very difficult to one-shot things. There wasn't much setup moves. The moves were random. Like, some of the moves didn't help out at all, so which made things very, very difficult. Anyway, so Virizion's going to go for another substitute, hoping that I'll go for a Fissure. I'm not going to go for a Fissure because I don't want to, like, let it set up on me anymore. So going for a second Body Slam. So here I was thinking, well... I already showed them I've got Body Slam. It's obvious that I definitely will use it again. So why not use Fissure this turn? That could be, it could be something a little bit different. Anyway, so it's going to go for the Focus Miss. It lands. I lived on 10 health. Woo! And that's going to have a Life Orb as its item too. And guys, the Fissure hits. What? There's no way. And another Pokemon gets sent to the sun, and that is down. So Snorlax is MVP at the moment, knocking out all those... it got rid of Vileplume, which is very bulky, and Virizion, which was pretty scary with a couple of Carmines up. Okay, so things are going very nicely at the moment. So obviously my Executor is going to go down. So now we have Heracross coming in. This isn't good because it's going to be able to take me out pretty easy. It's going to go for the Rock Slide. So like, if this has Moxie, which a lot of them do, or if it does have, if it doesn't, I had another plan. But if it did, I was thinking I've got a Pokemon for this, but I need to give the Heracross another Moxie or two. So I thought Executor is pretty much. It's dead weight in this battle. There's not much you can actually do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of the Executor, let the Heracross get another Moxie up, and it's going to have +2 in attack. So that means you can basically one-shot every Pokemon on your team. But that is what I wanted, right? Because on my team, I actually had Pineco. Now, I love Pineco because it's a great little Pokemon, especially for these little situations. So since it's got +2 in attack, I know they're going to be encouraged to go for a Rock Slide, so I went for the counter. It's got sturdy ability, so what is going to happen, I'm going to live on 1 health and then counter all their damage back. The only thing I was worried about was a flinch on Rock Slide, but I had no options really, so I had to do that. So I'm going to eat my berry, which is Aquave Berry. I gave this max attack and max speed, and the counter is going to get through, and that's going to take out the Heracross. So beautiful. That's down. I was very glad of getting that out of the way because it's a very scary Pokemon. Okay, so now we've got the Corsola coming out. Now, Corsola can be a real pain because it does have a regenerator ability. It can set up rocks. It can recover, spread status with Scald. So I thought to go for the spikes here because that was a good... I could get some damage at least on the incoming Pokemon. Anyway, so Corsola is also going to set up some traps too, being the Stealth Rock. That's kind of annoying, but probably for my other, one of my other Pokemon, but that's about it really. So now they're going to swap out their Corsola and go to Arcanine. Obviously, Arcanine doesn't want to take lots of damage from spikes. Plus, I'm going to be able to, get wrecked by a fire type. Anyway, so Corsola. Pineco's done its best work. It got rid of the Heracross. It set up 2 layers of spikes. That was really, really good. Now we're going to have the Arcanine going for any... Man, this could be like Z Ember. It wouldn't matter. I'm going to go down to it. It's very, very weak to fire type. moves. Now, I was thinking with this, I had a couple of other Pokemon for this Arcanine on my team, so I was thinking that could be a good swap in. I was trying to think of a couple of moves in events. Anyway, so I'm going to get hit by the whatever Z-Fire move, and there's no way I'm going to be able to lift that one, and that's Pineco out of the way. But Pineco did an amazing job there, getting rid of one Pokemon, setting up 2 layers of spikes. That was cool. Anyways, so now swapping in Lugia. Now, this Lugia set... Oh, sorry, I'll go over the Pineco set. It had Pin Missile, Refresh, Spikes, and Counter. That's what I had on it. So the Lugia, which is kind of like that's like the signature Pokemon for all the Shadow types, Shadow Pokemon. It's got Psycho Boost, which is a really cool move. We've got Feather Dance, Earthquake, and Hydro Pump. I had White Herb on it as an item, so I could go for Psycho Boost. When I got the stat drops, I could get that back, so it's really good. I could get 2 Psycho Boosts up. Anyway, so swapping out the Lugia and into the Suicune. Not doing too much damage, really. So this was a... Let me have a look here. This set was absolutely terrible. I had Rain Dance, Leah, Gust, and Surf. Leah doesn't even do anything. It doesn't even help that set at all. I put Fly MZ on the Gust because I wanted to. I put Max Health and Max Special Attack on it. I wanted to get that Supersonic Sky Strike Gust. It's me, people. As soon as I seen Gust, as soon as I seen it, I was like, yes, that's me. Anyway, so going for that and takes the Arcanine out. Woo! So that's down. I'm happy with that. So things are going awesome at the moment. Now we have the Corsola. So Corsola is the second last Pokemon. Once again, there wasn't a lot I could do to this Pokemon, as obviously it has regenerated too. And I've got, like, the best I could probably go for is Surf on this thing, or Rain Dance Surf. Anyway, so I went for the Leah because I've got a couple of Pokemon that are physical users, or one Pokemon especially that is physical user, that I thought I could get ready for. Anyway, so it's going to have the Toxic, which is bad because the thing about all these Pokemon, right, a lot of these, like, Pokemon like Snorlax, Lugia, Suicune, they commonly, like, common sets will have some form of recovery. Like, all these sets, they don't have recovery at all. They're just, like, terrible moves. That's what made it quite difficult to use this team. And why I didn't obviously have an Uber's battle either, because that would it'd just be a wipe. Anyway, so getting the rain up so my Surf could hit it a little bit more powerful than it was before. I wasn't sure if the Corsola had a water type move, it had Scald or something like that, but I had to, I kind of had to risk that to power up my Surf because it wasn't, like, very, very powerful. Anyway, so obviously I'm going to go down to this Toxic. There's not much I can do. I just want to fire off as many attacks against this thing as I can, then swap in another Pokemon. So going for the Surf now, and that does pretty good damage to the Corsola. It's about a 3-hit KO. I really need it to actually, a critical hit would be beautiful on that because that would make it into 2. Now here, it's just going to set up the Toxic and then go for Recover. I was thinking I could keep going for Surf and just burn off it for Recovers. I can't swap on my Lugia because it's going to be able to get around me too with that same strategy. I've got one other Pokemon, but I'm going to require some sort of setup on that, so things are not looking good at the moment. So I get a critical hit, which is really nice. They actually expected me to swap there. I was very, very close to swapping, so that's why they went for the Toxic. However, the critical hit definitely helped me out, and them thinking I'd go for a swap helped out because they didn't go for Recover. So that worked out very nicely. Now they're going to have to swap out the Corsola to get the Regenerator. Espeon's going to come in. Now, I know Espeon's got nice base special defense. Obviously, if it's a sweeping set, it's going to take a little bit more damage, which I'm guessing it was. It takes a little bit of damage from the spikes too, which is cool. Since I got the rain up, that's probably just going to be enough to take out the Espeon with the Surf on the Suicune, so that's cool. Now, the last Pokemon is the Corsola. I'm going to go down this turn to whatever move. I've got 4 health left. Now, I was thinking I could go for Surf here on the Corsola, or it may actually miss the kill. I was thinking, if this doesn't take it out right, I could go for Leah to set up my next Pokemon. So in case of the risk of it going for the opposite's going to go for Recover this turn, I went for the Leah to set up my next Pokemon because I was thinking it would actually live. Anyway, so now it's going to go for Recover, get its health back. I'm going to go down to the Toxic, but Suicune did its best job there. Plus, they cannot swap out, so I've got a -1 in defense. And I had a Pokemon just waiting for that. So also on my Lugia, I had Earthquake as well, so I thought that'd help out. And my other Pokemon, which was my Miltank, which you've seen at the start of the video, was another physical attacking Pokemon. Okay, let's go over this Miltank. So this was quite similar to Whitney's Miltank. It was like Milk Drink, Defense Curl, Roll Out, and Body Slam. So let's go for the Defense Curl. That's going to boost the power of my Roll Out, which is cool. Since I've got a -1 in defense too, that's really going to help. So it's obviously it's going to go for the Toxic. It's going to try and go for that Recover Toxic combo, which is cool. I'm fine with that because the longer rollout is used, the more powerful it gets. So it's going to range up to 1 to 5 hits. I was estimating about 3 the third to fourth hit would be enough to take it out. So going for the roller anyway. Then again, it is at -1 defense. So the first one does a lot of damage because Solo's just going to recover off. So obviously by now they know they're not going to be able to play around and use recover. They're going to have to start attacking me because that did a lot of damage due to that Leah. So I actually made Leah on Suicune useful. I was thinking about that the whole time. How would I make Leah useful on Suicune? It wasn't actually on its own moveset. It was using another Pokemon's moveset to make it useful. Anyway, so now it's going to go for the Scald, which does pretty good damage to my Miltank. However, Miltank is still going to be around. I'm going to need probably 2 hits to take this out. If I get critted by Scald, that'd be really bad. But apart from that, I've still got my Lugia to swap in and use Earthquake too. So now, going for the rollout on my Miltank again. This was the second hit, and that is way too much for Colosseum to handle, and that is down. Hope you guys enjoyed that first game. That was a very fun battle, and I especially like using the Suicune Leah and the... let's just go over, like, the MVPs, right? Pineco, that was definitely MVP of the battle, and obviously this Suicune helped out a lot too in the last stage of the game. So probably those two are the MVPs, I'd say. All of them, and obviously the Miltank for finishing the last Pokemon off. Anyway, let's get to this one. This is a battle against Kath. She has a Trevenant lead here, and she's going to use Trick Room. I never expected that. So she's got the Trick Room up. I was trying to get an Ancient Power Scummy boost on this, but it didn't happen. Now she's going to go for the Poison Jab on my Executor, which is about a 3-hit KO, and then I get poisoned. So I'm like, oh, this is going to turn it into a 2-hit KO, because after this turn, I'm going to take poison damage. And I don't really want to swap anything else into this thing. Unfortunately, I don't get any stat boosts, so I'm not going to be able to tank like another Poison Jab. But obviously, this isn't a Harvest set. This is, you couldn't get Harvest on that. I think you got, it was Chlorophyll. This was the Hardy set as well. Also, I just forgot to tell you what my natures were. The Lugia was Naive, and the Pineco was Bold. So that was interesting. Mild was the Miltank, and we had Timid as the Snorlax. So, oh, terrible. Anyway, so swapping in Suicune, Hornleech just a disgusting amount of damage to me because I'm not running a bulky set, and it's going to get all its health back. So I'm like, this is a real problem. This is a big, big problem. So here, I was like, let's go for the Z-Gust. I'm going to have to just go for it and try and get some damage done and maybe swap another Pokemon to take it out. I don't know. I'm in a pretty dire straits position. Like, such at the beginning of the battle. Like, normally it's at the end or the middle, but straight away, straight up with this Trevenant, it's been really, really difficult. Anyway, so going for the Z-Gust again on the Trevenant, does really big damage. I was happy with that. Unfortunately, it's going to have a Citrus Berry Harvest. Oh, dear. Anyway, so it's going to, of course, it's going to harvest the berry right away too, and it's going to be able to take me out with the Hornleech. So, obviously, I don't want to lose that just yet, so I'm going to swap into my Lugia. So, as I said, I already went over what this Lugia set was, and it's at the start of the video. I can go for the Psycho Boost against this thing. That would be my best option. Or I could go for the Feather Dance, but I wanted to not muck around too much. I wanted to get rid of this thing because it was very threatening Pokemon. Now, there were a couple of other threatening Pokemon too. So the Trick Room does wear out. That's good, at least. So now going for the Psycho Boost. It's like, please be enough to take this out with this terrible Lugia. And it didn't. Oh, these natures suck so much, and the IVs, like, oh dear. Anyway, so it's going to eat another berry, and I was thinking, well, it could have like Shadow Claw or something like that, or Phantom Force, that could be bad. It's going to have Rock Slide, so it's like, okay, that's not too bad, but it's still going to do a fair amount of damage to me. This was a bulky Trevenant too, so if that was a more offensive one, that definitely would have done more. So going for a second Psycho Boost, and that's going to be enough to take out the Trevenant, finally. Oh my goodness, that took 8. That almost took half my team out, and I burnt up my White Herb on my Lugia, lost my Executor, burnt up my Z-Move on my Suicune. Like, a lot of my gimmicks were already burnt up, so that was really bad. Alright, so now we have Trapinch coming in, and I'm at a negative, so I've got to swap out. Oh, Trapinch has got huge attack too for a Little Cup Pokemon. Now swapping in Suicune, because I might be able to get a Surf off against this thing. So, now the Trapinch is going to go for the Crunch against the Suicune. Man, that does a lot of damage, and it gets a defense drop as well, and I can see its Life Orb too. So I've got Surf on this. That'll be my best option to go for it, to try and one-shot it. However, it's going to go for Protect, so she's just checking what move I'm going to use. I could have gone for a Gust, but I didn't want to go for the Gust because I knew that it would probably live. So I had to get rid of this thing. It was doing a lot of damage. I was a little bit worried that under Trick Room, it would be like sweeping my team because there's a lot of like super effective moves like Rock Slide, Earthquake, Crunch, those kind of things. Alright, so Bravery comes in. At least I got the Surf off against this thing. And obviously, it's not going to take it out nowhere near. It's about a 3-hit KO, so I was quite happy with that. It's a very bulky, sweeping Pokemon. So getting off another Surf against the Bravery, as I said, it's going to be a 3-hit KO, so I know that I'm going to go down this turn, but it's really good because I'm going to be able to, revenge kill afterwards. So it's going to take me out with the Frustration. That's my Suicune down. So it's a fairly even battle at the moment. The Bravi's almost out. I can swap in my Lugia. With this one, I can't use Earthquake. Like, what have I got on this? I've got Psycho Boost, Hydro Pump, and Earthquake. So I was thinking, should I go for Psycho Boost expecting a swap, or should I go for the Hydro Pump? Now Porygon 2 comes in. Oh, I was like, how am I going to take Porygon 2 out? Then it traces my pressure, which was a really annoying lane in the game. So it's going to trace my pressure. So I went for the Hydro Pump and it misses. I'm like, okay, I never saw that one coming. Anyway, so I'm going to go for the swap here. There's no way Psycho Boost is going to ever take that out in a million years. I've got to take this out with Snorlax. I've got to take it out with Fissure, right? That was my only hope. Okay, so Kath went for the recover there, expecting a Psycho Boost. Then I would have been dead in the water with like negatives and attack. Now it's going to set up the Trick Room. I was like, please hit with Fissure. I need Fissure to hit. This is going to be too hard to take out. It's so bulky with Everlight. And it misses. Now the Porygon is going to go for the Thunderbolt. It didn't have much offense, but once again, with these Pokemon like the Snorlax and stuff, I didn't have any recovery, right? Outside of the, if I was going to hold a berry or leftovers. So I knew that I was eventually going to go down, and I know the Porygon would most definitely have recover, as we've seen earlier on. So now it's going to go for another Thunderbolt. Probably trying to go for a Parahax, I guess, knowing her, she's going to try and make me salty. There's 2 more Pokemon left to try and take this out, but one of them was very, very shaky, whether I was going to be able to take it out, and the other one definitely wasn't going to. So going for the curse here, I was like, I need to get, like, if I get 2 or 3 curses up, I might be able to get rid of that, I might be able to get up to a normal Snorlax's attack with Timid Nature. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so now the Porygon's going to hit me with the Ice Beam. Doesn't do too much, and I get Freeze Axe! Oh no! Oh, there's nothing I can do here. Now, on my Snorlax, I had, just checking what ability I had, I think I actually ability captured that one. It had immunity before. I ability captured it to Thick Fat. Okay, so this part I had to speed up. So obviously I'm going to get Freeze Axe, and the Porygon's going to send up another Trick Room again, because we went through all those Trick Rooms already with the Thunderbolt and Ice Beam shenanigans. Now the Porygon's going to swap out, and the Trapinch is going to come in. So all I got to do is land a Body Slam on this thing, and this is gone. It's going to go down in one shot. Anyway, so it's going to go for the Earthquake. Since it's on a Trick Room, it's going to go first. Man, look how much damage that does. I've got like a +1 in defense, and I'm a Snorlax too, so it's doing a lot of damage with the Earthquake and Life Orb. Trapinch is a little beast. Anyway, so the Trapinch is going to go for another Earthquake, almost taking him out. One more going to go down, and I get Frozen Solid again. Oh, man, I got Frozen Solid. I think that was like 3 or 4 turns or whatever it was. Anyway, so Trapinch is going to take me out on with another Earthquake. I think I was on 69 health there, and that is down. So I've got to get back into this game. I've got to take a Trapinch out. So the Trick Room is gone. Now I'm going to swap in Miltank. So this was my last chance to get remotely back into this battle. So I had a feeling she'd actually swap out the Trapinch. On the swap, I went for the Defense Curl. So I needed to really snowball this rollout to get me back into the game. So on the swap, I went for the Defense Curl. So that's good. I've got the defense up. I'm a little bit more bulkier in defense. Plus, it's going to power up rollout as well. So going for the rollout, which it doesn't miss, which is nice. And Bravery is down. So I've got my first rollout out, which is cool. Now, the only Pokemon that I was going to have problems with was, there was 2 Pokemon on our team. There's a Porygon 2 and another one. I won't reveal what the other one is at the moment. So now the Porygon's going to trace my Scrappy, so it can hit Ghost with Tri-Attack. Anyway, so now going for the rollout, which is powered up now on the second turn. That does fairly good damage. I'm happy with that. Now, the Porygon's going to go for the Ice Beam. Since I didn't have Thick Fat on my Miltank, I had Scrappy, as you've seen. So that was a 3-hit KO. I was praying that I did not get Freeze Axe again, because that would be terrible. Okay, so now the Porygon 2 is going to go for another Ice Beam. It's a 3-hit KO. I'm going to eat my berry, which is nice. So I need one more rollout to land against the Porygon 2. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to take it out. This is the last hope of taking Porygon 2 out with Everlight. So I don't get Freeze Axe, which is nice. Rollout lands, and that's going to be enough to take out the Porygon. Phew, that was so close. Okay, so there's a Trapinch left and 2 other unknown Pokemon. Alright, so now we have the Gastron, another Pokemon I was worried about because it heavily resists rollout. But this is my 5th rollout, right? So going for the rollout here, hoping that it's going to take it out or do some massive damage. And damn, son, it takes it out in one shot, even not very effective. So that was awesome. Gastron is down. There wasn't a lot I could actually do to that either. Anyways, so there's 2 Pokemon left. We have a Vikavolt. So I was thinking, well, the best thing is go for the Body Slam here since Rollout has finished. I could miss a Rollout, so I may as well get some sort of damage on Vikavolt and then go down. Now, Vikavolt is going to go for the T-Bolt. I was like, I might be able to actually live this one. And then I get critical hit. So I was like, I reckon I could have lived that one. Plus, apparently, it was a bulky Vikavolt. This was actually, these were VGC builds as well. So swapping in Lugia, I can go for the Psycho Boost here to try and take it out. Or, that's basically it. I can't really do too much. So go for the Stab Psycho Boost coming from the Lugia. It really doesn't do much damage at all. It was an Assault Vest Vikavolt. And, yep, I'm going to definitely be going down to the T-Bolt from this thing because Lugia's got the terrible nature and IVs, and that is down. So, rest in peace, Lugia. The last Pokemon I've got is the Pineco. So, I was like, oh, this is going to be very, very tricky. So, I can't use Counter. I've got Spikes, Refresh, and Pin Missile. Pin Missile is the only hope I've got of taking this thing out. So, I outspeed it because, obviously, I'm a little bit faster. I'm going for that Pin Missile, praying that I can take this thing out. And it only hits 3 times. Then the Vikavolt's going to go for the T-Bolt. Now, I do have Sturdy, and I do have my Berry, so I'm going to live that one on 1 health, which is cool. And I'm going to eat my Agwave Berry, which is going to get half my health back. So this is really good. I can go for the Pin Missile to take out the Vikavolt. Trapinch cannot swap into the Pin Missile. It will go down, obviously. So I'm going to take that out with a Pin Missile. So disrespect Pin Missile kill. So all I've got left is the Pineco. I know that Trapinch is going to have Rock Slide. So like, I've got to take this out on this move. If I don't have enough hits to take it out, that's game. I'm going to go down to the Rock Slide. So I wish I was on 69 health. Go for the Pin Missile here. Does pretty good damage to Trapinch. So I get 1 off. I get 2 off. I need 4 to take this thing out. I only get 2. Rock Slide misses. What? No way. Oh, man, that was so good. Getting the Pin Missile off. And minimum is 2, baby. And that's going to take it out. Hope you guys... I got a crit there just to add a little bit of salt. Cass was so salty after this. Hope you guys enjoyed both these battles. Man, this team was so fun to use. I got a great bonus battle. And make sure you stick around and watch that one. Peace.